Hello, crypto traders and wannabe crypto traders. Tonight, we are going to jump straight in to a great short little meeting. And I'm going to show you a secret to trading success and trading failure. Now, before we do this, I want to let you know straight up, everything you hear tonight is educational in nature only. I am not offering to or make any suggestions that you would buy or sell anything. And it's important that you know that I am not a licensed professional advisor. And any trading or investing, before you do that, you should get a hold of your licensed professional advisor beforehand and run all trades and run all investments past them to make sure they pass the test. Well, welcome. I'm Dr. Daniel Daves. Good to have you with us tonight. And we are looking right now, I believe, yes, we are showing, let's see, I want to make sure that you can see everything. Yes, you're looking right at a watch list of some of the top cryptos. Now, of course, Bitcoin we call the mother lode, right? Bitcoin is the bellwether of all cryptos because in a standard way, when Bitcoin drops, everything drops. When Bitcoin turns and goes up, well, they either go up with it or they hold steady. Now, there are nuances to that, of course. When you get a new coin, a new crypto out there, it could just rocket to the moon while everything else is dropping. And it just rockets because all the new investors jumping in and wanting a piece of that action. But in a normal fashion, normal trading, Bitcoin is the bellwether. So we're going to click on that, and we're just going to start with Bitcoin tonight. And I'm looking at a daily chart on Bitcoin, and these are candlesticks. It's a candlestick chart. Each candlestick, without going into a lot of detail, it's either green, which means that day it went up, or it's red, which means that day it went down. And the bottom of the stick and the candles and the top of the stick indicate either the beginning and the end of the day, or the beginning red and end of the day. And if you see any candle wicks out there, the price did go up into those territories, but was driven back sometime during that day or during that period. Now, I could show you a 1 hour candle, a 1 minute, a one day, or a 1 week candle, and they all can be tracked amazingly with technical trading. And I'm going to share in just a moment the difference between technical and fundamental trading. But before I do, let's take a look at Bitcoin and something that is pretty easy to see. And matter of fact, let me just, I'm going to use a pen here. When you see a movement taking place, so a movement is trying to take place here, and you have higher highs and higher lows, and then higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, that is a classic uptrend. And you'd always want to buy into something like that if you know exactly what you're doing. But when you see then lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows, and what do we got? About even or lower highs, that's a downtrend. And you would want to sell into that. Most people don't know that you can actually enter to sell, write it down, and then exit with a buy order. That is called shorting the market. That's something most people have no clue is feasible in markets, but it absolutely is. And that's why so many people that are professionals, they make more money when the market goes down than they do when the market goes up. Typically, market goes down a whole lot faster than that market goes up. Okay, so with that, we have seen some uptrend movement and we've seen some downtrend movement. Just recently here in July and August, we had a nice little uptrend move followed by a downtrend move. And so basically, one thing that I do when I'm looking at the markets, I'm looking to see, are we breaking lows or are we breaking highs? Because if we're breaking lows, I don't want to be buying into any market that is breaking lows. Why? Because that is indicating a downtrend. You don't want to buy a downtrend, you buy an uptrend. Likewise, if I'm looking at any market, any time frame, and I see, okay, well, here was the low. Oh, and we went up. And then, oh, we have a higher low, and we have, oh, a higher high and a higher low. I understand that is an uptrend, and I would want to buy into that. So one of the free classes I did out on our Bitcoin Crypto World Facebook page, I encourage you to go out there and like that so that when I post something, it comes up on your feed and you can see it. I have 6 free classes out there, and let's see, I think I can probably do something here. Here we go. Let's see. Bitcoin Crypto World will look something like this. Just like the page, and then you'll be able to see the things. And if you're not seeing anything, which sometimes is typical of Facebook, come on out and look and see what's going on. Look at some of the stories and some of the updates that we're doing, okay? So in one of those free areas here, right at the top, you will see, let's see if we can pull this out. Here we go. So right here, Cryptos 101, session 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then see more. There's 5 and 6. You have 6 free crypto sessions to teach you how to trade the cryptos. And I want to highly encourage you to go out there and watch these things. Hopefully they will help you and give you a little bit of some rules, let's say, to trade by. One of the rules, back to Bitcoin here, I don't buy into downtrends. And I wait until I get an uptrend to buy. That's a critical key, in my opinion, because let's back out right now. Let's back out here and take a look at Bitcoin. So yes, in 2017, whoa, way up, but then it's been lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high. Oh, we got a little bit of a higher low. Oops, lower high. There's nothing here that tells me to buy. Why? Because Bitcoin is resting. It's in a downtrend. I'm looking for an upward move that would be what? Here's a low. Actually, it broke a little bit under this last low. I'd be looking for higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Oops. Lower lows. The downtrend continues. I'm not a buyer, not yet. So many people who do not have a set of rules in their life, they do not know how to buy, how to sell, when to buy, when to sell. And I got to tell you, while this Bitcoin was heading straight up to the moon at $13,000 and $14,000, I was saying, stop, 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 don't buy, don't buy. I was doing it for a reason. I've been trading the markets for 17 years, and I know a rocket ship when I see it. And all rocket ships end up running out of fuel and tumbling back to Earth. Every one of them. And I've seen them thousands and thousands of times. So I don't have to be a believer or a non-believer in Bitcoin and say, come on, man, we're heading to the moon. Bitcoin's worth 100K, dude. Well, it might be worth 100K, but before it is, it's going to be worth 5, maybe 4,500. We'll see. But before we go to 100K, we're going to the rocket ship, which has broken all records and broken all normal standards of trading. That rocket ship's going to run out of fuel and it's going to come back. I guess there may be a time that it won't. I've just never seen that time. How would you like to see some trading today in the S&P 500? Let me just pull up the S&P 500 chart today. And at about 6 a.m., and let's make that about 7:30 a.m. Central, the market went boom, straight up, pull back, straight up, and by looks like maybe 10:30 in the morning, We are all the way up to the moon. We touched the forever high of the S&P 500. It tagged it this morning. But what I want to show you is this was a rocket ship. When you get straight up behavior, it's going to be followed by straight down behavior. Markets are not built to go whoop and then just keep going. Markets are built up, down, up, down. That's a healthy market. You see, we buy, some people sell. We buy again, some people sell. That is a healthy market. Straight up is never healthy, and this is your free cue for the day. If you ever see something going straight up, don't buy into it. It's too late. Don't do it. There's plenty of things getting ready to go straight up. There's plenty of things getting ready to go to the moon. You don't have to buy late into one of these things that's already way up here. Now, I'm going to tell you, right up here is a guy. That guy right there, he said, I think that market's going up. My answer is, you think? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that market's going straight up. You don't want to buy it going straight up. You got to get in before. Well, how do I do that? You need to be trained how to see a movement that's getting ready to happen so you can ride the rocket ship up and somewhere peel off. Now, if in the case of this move, I would know, as a seasoned trader, I would know exactly when to get out. And let's say you got in here. It's 1697. You got in on this rocket ride, and you're riding it all the way up, and you're looking. You're saying, oh, man, what do I do? I will train you, and I can teach you how to find right here when it's over. Did you know that there are secret cues, secret tells that tell the professional when it's over? And I promise you that right here is where it was over. And the moment this market fell right here, that is when the big boys started peeling out and getting out of the way. They took their profits, they absolved all these profits, and then who are the poor guys buying it from them? Because they're selling and new people are buying, and then bang, 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 we go. That is how the market works with people who are untrained. They get in late, they get out late, and it always results in their bank accounts dwindling, getting smaller. And so let's just step back again and look at Bitcoin. Let's just come on up a little bit. So before the big fall, Bitcoin was just looking so good. Here it is. Look at this thing. It's up, 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 up. But look, right here, we went into what I call a hyperbolic move. It was quite a ways up here, quite a straight ways up, but then it was like straight, and then right here, straight up. We're talking about $12,000 to $17,000 in 3 days. 3 days. $12,000 to $17,000, $5,000 in 2 days. That's hyperbolic. And when that happens, you can be rest assured. It's not time to get in. You missed that move. So what you do is you back up, and if you really want to get in this move, you back way up, and you have to find out technically, okay, so here's 17,000. Where am I able to get in? Well, half of 17 is 8.5. Bitcoin ended up going to 20, and half of 20 would be 10. 3/4 off would be 5. And there are reasons that the big guys, the big players, play percentages and wholesale. You never want to be a retail person. And I'm telling you this now in cryptocurrency and in this session because there's going to come some really serious good times in cryptos for those who know what they're doing. But for the sheep who step into this, it's going to be a slaughterhouse. What kind of slaughterhouse? Well, let's just continue here, and we'll see Bitcoin ran right up to $20,000 and then started its plummet. And in just a few days from 20, it dropped all the way to $10,700. 20 to almost half, $10,700. And then it shot back up, continued to drop, and so many people bought in. I've got so many friends sitting in here at 19 all the way down to 10 grand. And of course they buy, and then it would ask me, and I'd say, no, I'm not a buyer. Not yet. Not until I get an uptrend, because we are clearly in a downtrend. As a professional trader, I knew that the market was over right here. There are 3 reasons why I knew the market was over up at the very top. So between $19,000 and $20,000, the tell sign came and told me this move is over, get out now. And everything that I was in with, I got out right here in the $19,000 to $20,000 realm, and then watched it boom. If you follow my trading, if you are a student of mine, you know we took this right here at 11 grand and rode it all the way back up, I think to 16.6 if I remember right, and got out because we knew it was down, down, down. And we've been able to take some of these moves up, but we take them short term. We don't buy them and hope for the moon because we know we're in a downtrend. That means that down, pullback, and I hope to get some money in a pullback, but then I know we're going down to lower lows, and a pullback and lower lows, pullback, lower lows. Why would I buy, if I got in at the bottom here, why would I try to buy and hold it for what? 100,000? No way. We're in a downtrend. We're going to pull back lower, pull back lower, pull back lower. And so when you're in a downtrend, if you do want to buy Bitcoin, you'd better be well prepared and well trained so that you can buy and sell, put an order in and get out with your profits as fast as possible. Well, Bitcoin's been in a downtrend, as you can see, and there's only a couple of things that I see happening. I've shared this on Facebook and on the Instagram, my Instagram, which I try to do something every other day to let people know what the direction is. The good news for you and I, if you're interested in crypto, or if you actually got caught somewhere up here, or you're in the hole or whatever, the good thing right here in this circled area, we found seven major players who stepped in and moved Bitcoin up with their orders in 1 hour, 7 different time periods, 7 different hours. A set of buyers or one buyer bought enough Bitcoin to raise it up $250 to $300. What does that say? For someone like me, what it's telling me is that the big boys have decided that from here to here, they are good with this, that they like this number. Now, what I've found in history, when I find the big buyers, that's why they call me the giant tracker, I find the giants, the big guys that are buying in. What typically happens after the big guys buy in, it comes back down, and a lot of times it'll break a new low. What does that do? It shakes everyone out. Not the big buyers. They don't get shook out. They know that the low is going to be broken. But they're so big, they're such monsters, and their orders are so many millions, they can't hide it. So, boom, they rock the market up. And then all the little guys that are on YouTube, they're all saying, oh, look at this, guys. We got some movement on Bitcoin. It's time to buy. Everyone buy in. And so everyone's buying. Here it's coming back. Oh, man, I'm buying it a little bit off. I'm buying it. And then it goes bing, bing, bing. And it drops. And all these little guys say, oh, no. And all these guys up here are at their end point. They're like, I'm already down. My $20,000 is down to $8,000. And then it drops hard again underneath. And these guys sell, emergency sell. And all these guys that bought, they sell, emergency sell, and it drives the price even further. Do you know where? It drives it right into the hands of the giants, right into the hands of the predators. A little ocean water, and dun, 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 dun. They're down here, and they are waiting for this slam down. And when the slam down happens, after the big boys have bought in, oh, let me just put it this way. Big, tall tower. You call it whatever you want. Put your name on the top. And this tower is 100 stories. And all these people they're getting in, they're getting on, and then the elevator's going up, and they get on, the elevator's going up. Oh, this is great, this is great. And then at the top, let's just call this top $20,000 Bitcoin. All of a sudden, the elevator unhinges and goes boom, almost half of the way down, and stops. Wow, we just fell 50 floors, and then it stops, and the doors open. What happens? A whole bunch of people jump off. Oh, man, I'm not on this. That thing, if it goes to the bottom, I'm going to die. And then it falls another 20 floors, and the doors open. What happens? People jump off. Oh, no. And then it falls. And that last one, that big last one, is so crazy. And when the doors open, everyone jumps off. That is those who were not trained and those who are sheep in a wolves society. They jump off with what's left of their lives, and they say, I'm just thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to be on the ground again. Oh, man, that was a horrible ride. And then you know what happens? The doors of the elevator close, and it goes boom, 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 right back up without all of the people. That is how the markets work all day, every day, all week, all month, all year. They are built kind of like a casino to give you a little hope. Up, 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 bam. Oh, man, but I made some money. Okay, I made a little money. So I won one trade. Now, I did lose two, but I won one, so that gives me hope to get in again. And then I lost another one. Bzz, bzz. And then I won two. Oh, hey, man, I am on a rip, baby. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just throwing my money in. And and then I lost another one. Oh, no. And the market, like a good casino, will just slowly bleed you dry. Why? You have no rules. You have no protections. You have no limits or targets. You're blindly jumping in and you're trusting your feelings, and the markets are built just for people like that. At the end of the day, I got to tell you, it's time to get training. You need to get some training from, just choose someone who's been successful and who's got some time and longevity under them and who can show you the way and give you a set of rules. Now, rules are hard to follow, but what I do is I try to reach into a person's heart and mind and change that thing, because we are buying at the wrong time for a reason, and we're selling at the wrong time for a reason. And those reasons are in here. Typically, fear, greed, emotion, impact, and a misunderstanding. And so if we can get our minds straight and we get our heart straight, and if we can get rid of and understand and then put away fear and put away greed, if we can learn a set of rules and stay consistent with those rules. By the way, you know, the Lord in the Bible, He sent Joshua and Caleb and Israel into the land of promise. And what did He tell them? He said, obey the rules. You mess up on the rules, they're going to devour you. You stick with the plan, stick with the rules, you'll own the land. You violate the rules, you die. And that's the way market trading is for technical people. I told you I would tell you the difference between fundamental and technical. Fundamental up here was saying 17,000 to 20, they were saying, don't worry about it, man. Buy it, because Bitcoin is worth $100,000. One guy out there said, I will eat my shorts if Bitcoin is not worth $1 million in 2 years. These are fundamentalists. They're thinking, well, the whole platform, the whole reason for Bitcoin, the whole thing, the whole transference of from fiat dollars to crypto and all of that, they are thinking fundamentally. They're saying, man, it's cheap. $17,000, $18,000. But I'm a technical guy. I could care less what your fundamentals say. My technicals said right here at 19 grand, bail, baby. It's over. The rocket ship that you've seen go up exactly like this over 1,000 times, this rocket ship's coming back down. And so I'm out. And the fundamentalists are saying, just buy it, or buy every pullback, baby, because it's worth 100,000. Well, we're down here now at 64.73 today. We might end up down at 5 or even lower, maybe $4,500. Let me tell you what I think would really rock the boat. Let's just do a line at 4,800. Do you know what 4,800 is? 4,800 is the cost to mine Bitcoin in the United States. And so, wouldn't it be just like, remember, the elevator operator is dropping the elevator to get people to jump off and sell at these cheaper prices. What do you think? Would everyone be happier, or would the big boys be happier buying up here at 7,000 to 9,000, or would they be real happy at $4,500, $4,800? Down here, when everyone says it's over, they're crying in their milk and they're saying, I can't take it anymore. I've lost so much money. I just got to get enough out that I could, pay the payments on the car for a few months. And I'm just getting out for a loss. That's what the market loves to do. I can't promise you it's going to do it here in Bitcoin, but I've seen it so many times. I'm just not interested in buying too high. I want to see an uptrend. And before I do, I love that the big giants came in. I found them, saw them. And typically after they come in, boom, the big scare comes. And right after the big scare, sometimes, bam, to the moon. Like I said, elevator, straight back up without all the little guys. And the little guys are all saying, oh man, I'm so glad to be off that elevator. And then all of a sudden, what happens? They're like, oh no, I should have stayed on just another moment longer, but I didn't. You know why you didn't? Because the market knows our psyche. It knows our fear levels and just how much we're willing to take, how much we're willing to risk. The markets know that. It's all built in. And so they know what it's going to take to pop the last final guys and get them out. And then those guys are going to watch that market go back up, up, up without them. And they're going to watch all the recovery and all those profits evaporate because they are still on the platform. You know what a lot of them will do then? Bitcoin's going to get up to 20 grand again and they'll get in. Get in at 20 when they should have stayed in or gotten out with technical trading and then got back in at 4,500, down at the technical levels where all the sharks and predators are. That's when I can teach you. If you would like for me to work with you, I've got a 90-day crypto program, unbelievable deal. My 6-month program for stocks, cryptos, and all of that is $4 grand. That's the cost. But I've got a special for cryptos, 90 days, 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, $6.99. That opportunity is going away September 1. So if you're interested, I'll show you the secrets that I know. I promise you, I'll share with you what I know. And I'll show you how to stay safe, how to win instead of losing, and how to stop those horrible feelings that are telling you, get in, get out. We don't listen to that anymore. We don't listen to fear. We don't listen to greed. We have a target, and it's technical. It's all set. It was like the Lord telling Joshua, you march around that Jericho 7 days, and on day 7, you march 7 times, and keep your mouth shut. Don't say anything. And as long as they were obedient and they did the rules, the plan, then the miracle happened, and they inherited the land. Same way in technical trading. You stick with the rules, you're going to inherit the land, and you're going to be a happy camper. Break the rules, rule breaker, like, well, man, I know I'm supposed to get out right here, but I think I'm just going to let her ride. Man, that let her ride is a casino term. We don't use casino terms in technical trading. We know exactly what we're doing, and we're patient, and we wait for the setup. And when the setup comes, we take it because there's high probability for success. If I just shotgun, like right now, Bitcoin, well, it's 50-50, right? It could go up today or it could go down today. But unless we got a setup and a reason to enter, I'm not a 50-50 player. Typically, when you're a 50-50 player and you go wrong, you'll go wrong a long time in order to try to be right, because it's not only fear and greed, it's pride that has to come down. And those are all things that are taught in my classes. And many others teach the same thing. It's very, very important to harness and train the power and the capacity that you have. This mouse has such power to click and move money for the good or for the bad. And if I allow my emotions to control this mouse, I'm in deep, deep trouble. So I hope this is helping you. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to go right back and look at the 10-minute chart. This is the Russell chart. I could look at the S&P. They all did the exact same thing, but I want you to remember this trade. I want you to remember this deal. Up like a mountain, up, 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 up. Don't get in here. Don't get in here. Don't get in here. It's over. The time to get in was here. I'll show you how to get in right here. And many times, boom, the rocket ride happens. And then I'll show you how to get out exactly, let me see here, exactly here. That's the system. That's the tell that the giants gave me that, hey, Daniel, it's over. If you're smart, you'll take your profits and get out. And of course, take the profits and get out, and bang, 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 we go. I have two strategies that I trade and train on for the crypto traders. 101 people, brand new people to this, you can learn this easy. It does take a little time because you got to see it, and then you need to see it to believe it in action, see it to believe it, and then eventually you'll be able to go, oh, I see it. I don't even have to hardly look, I see it. And not only will you see these plays in the crypto world, in Bitcoin, not will you only see them in the different, all the different altcoins, you will see it happening in your family. You'll see it happening in your business, in your job. You'll see it in church growth. We can track church growth up, down, up, down, up, down, just like a stock market. Anything that has movement and people coming in and people coming out, we can track it technically with high success and probability. So with that, I have two trades. One is called the Bounce 5 channel trade. It's a trademarked trade that I learned back, in about 2006. I saw it, finally. I saw it. And I started tracking it, and I said, this is crazy. This works. It works 78% of the time. And then I have another one, which we call, it's funny, but it's called a crack run, a hyper-fueled crack run. It looks like what you just saw here. That's a hyper-fueled crack run. We don't know what the market's on, but the market just kind of did this. It went boom to the moon. There's no reason, no rhyme behind it, but it happens all the time. These kind of trades, some kind of news. Asia did something. I don't care what it is. I'm not watching the news. I'm not watching the fundamentals. I'm looking for the big giants that start moving, and I want to follow them and track them. And that is exactly what you see here. This is a hyper-fueled crack run. Now, a crack addict, I've worked with a bunch of crack addicts. I've worked with all kinds of drug addicts, and I have a friend, a best friend, that he was a cocaine addict for years before he gave his heart to the Lord. And he said, man, that cocaine was awesome because he said, and he was in business. He said, I could run some cocaine in my body and I would stay up for 3 solid days, eyes wide open, mind clear. I could get stuff done. He said, I'd be working from 1 to 7 in the morning. I'd hit it again and I'd go from 7 a.m. all the way to 11 o'clock at night. And he said, but wow, day 4, when the crash came, it was horrible. You just wanted to stay in bed for a week. And that's exactly what I liken these mountains. Straight up, hyper-fueled crack run. And then the crack addict gets out, he's out of fuel, and he's going to bed. You don't want to be a buyer in that scenario. Bitcoin and the other cryptos, straight up. If they go straight up, choose technically your exit. Or if you learn from me, I'll show you exactly where the little tweak is that says, it's out, it's over, and it's 90% successful. 9 out of 10 times, my call at the top and that call at the bottom is correct. And so the hyperfueled crack run is run number 2 that I will teach you. Bounce 5 channel and hyperfueled crack run. I hope to see some of you and get a chance to train you. It's 90 days, two nights a week, and then I'm also fully available for questions, and if you see something, throw the chart at me and I'll take a look at it and I'll help you. I'll help you become successful. So you see what I see, know what I know. I won't hold anything from you. All right? So with that then, let's close with just taking a quick look at, let's see, Bitcoin right now. Some people are getting excited about Bitcoin at 64.77. It's still lower highs. I can't get in because my rules tell me, hold on, wait, patience. As soon as you see higher highs and higher lows, and for my hope is as soon as we see a big slam dunk down and shakes everyone out, that final elevator drop, then I am super, super interested because I already found 7 multi-millionaire positions that were put in this last month. So Bitcoin, I'm not excited about 64.77. 64.77 is what is that, about 60% off of 20 grand? How about 70? How about 75%? You know, there is a Fibonacci technical number right down at the 76.4 number. If I could get 75% off, if you could buy a house for 75 off, would you do it? If you went into Walmart and you picked up and you saw your toilet paper you always buy, it's 75% off, how many cartons of it do you want? That's how the big guys play. They're always looking for a deep wholesale deal. And Bitcoin and cryptos are giving us the wholesale deal of a lifetime. Let's take a look at Ethereum real quick. For those of you who may be seeing, look at this, Ethereum dropping new lows. Ethereum didn't even respond with Bitcoin. I'm going to get my pen here. So when Bitcoin shot way up, Ethereum just went up just a little bit. And then it bang, 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 bang. It is in deep trouble. 279. I know guys that are in at 1,100. I know guys that got in at 900. I remember when people were shouting and saying, $800 is a deal. Why would they say that? Well, from 1,400, 800 would be a deal. But we were still in a downtrend, and the master player, Bitcoin, showed no signs of change. So I'm not a buyer yet. All right. Ethereum, man, you might be able to get a super deal. There's some of these guys I just love. Look at Dash. It's $1.40. I'm sorry, it's 140. But at one point it was $1,534. $1,534. Now you can pick it up for $140. So what is that? That is like 92% off of Dash, a major crypto player. Neo, here's a major crypto player. High of $197. You can pick it up for $17.61 right now. $17.61. Now, there is no sign that the buyers are in the house yet. So you might be able to pick it up for 15, 14. How about 9? Here is a super XRP Ripple. This guy was to the moon all the way to $3.50. Right now it's back to 33 cents. 33 cents. Anyone, and the first thing you got to do is you need to know what you're trading. Now, in my case, for technical trading, once you get good at technicals, you can just look at the chart and you really don't care. You don't care what this is. I don't care what it is. If the chart says go, we go. Why? Because the chart is a makeup of buyers and sellers. The chart is telling you who's winning and who's losing. And when the chart says the buyers are winning, that's when we want to get in. So we don't really care what that is. But if you're going to hold it, like if you're a buy and hold person, wow, my goodness. Can you imagine if this thing ever goes back up to $3.50? How about the guys that are in at 33 cents? You put $1,000 in and it goes up 10 times. And your 1,000 turned into 10. And I don't know, that'd buy a pretty nice car, at least in Panama where I live it would. Wouldn't buy a new one, of course, but wow, what could you do? 1 to 10. A lot of these coins are going to go just crazy. Now, ADA, Cardano. I love Cardano personally. Take a look at this. Cardano got in late to the play, so it didn't even get in until February. Started at 33 cents, ran all the way up to 40, and right now you can pick it up for 9 cents. Now, what would it take for you if you bought, I don't care, $1 worth, $1,000 worth, $10,000 worth? If you learned how to technically trade and you saw what I see, and by the way, we were sellers right here at Cardano. We knew it was time to get out of any holdings that we had, and we knew the target was right here at this line. It hit it beautifully, bang, and then it's continued to go down. So we made money going down on Cardano. You will learn how to do exactly the same thing. But imagine from 37 all the way to 9.5 cents. What would it take for this to double? It needs to go to 20. 20, right here. This line, that line right there, 20 cents, and you just doubled your money. And in doubling your money, you did better than all of the Wall Street executives in their marble floors and three-piece suits down in New York City. You did better than them. Their goal is 16%. To beat the S&P 500, their goal for the year is 16%. Man, if they hit 20%, it's high fives and everyone's out for drinks and they're going on a yacht vacation because they earned it, right? And you have an opportunity. If you learn how to do it right, you've got an opportunity to double your money and beat every mainstream Wall Street guy in New York City. You can do it in your pajamas and slippers with a 9-cent ADA cryptocurrency. I'm not promising you that ADA is going to 20, but I think it's going to. It's just a matter of time. We're now waiting for a reversal. And I'm going to end with this today. Okay, ADA. Well, let's go back to Bitcoin. If you went back and took a look at Bitcoin, in the law of work and rest, you could look it up. It's Fibonacci. Fibonacci. It's very powerful in market trading. It's a piece of what I use, but it's a law that I've learned and I heavily rest on and rely on in my life in many areas. Now, here's the deal. How many, let's look at your heartbeat. Work, work, rest. Work, work, rest. Work, work, rest. Boom, 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 boom. Right? That one silence is a rest. How about your wake and sleep patterns? Let's just say you sleep 8 hours and you work 8, and then you're hanging out the rest of the day. Maybe you're driving in traffic or whatever, but then you're kind of hanging out, right? And then you rest 8 and you work 8 and you hang out. And you rest 8 and you work 8 and you hang out. That is a market movement. 8, 8, 8. Or 6, 10, 8. Whatever you want to call it. Here's the deal. Bitcoin has been working. It worked and worked and worked from little to big, all the way up to hyper parabolic, fueled, crazy, up, straight up in the air, everyone wants in movement. It worked 28 months. And now it's been resting and sleeping for 8 months. I own a farm in Panama. It's a prototype farm to help feed widows and orphans and the poor. And that's where I spend my days, working out there and conditioning and preparing it and helping to prepare it for training many different people how to farm, do the same thing in Asia, India, and Africa. But let me ask you this. If I dragged you out on the farm and I said, put those gloves on, and I made you work for me 28 hours. Oh, well, the only way you're going to do that is if I feed you some little white powder that hyperfuels you and keeps you going, right? Like my friend told me before he gave his heart to Jesus, he used to take a lot of cocaine, right? So something, you're going to have to do something to work 28 hours. That's not normal. It's not natural. It's not rhythm. And then what? After 28 hours, you're going to need some rest. So you're going to take the gloves off, get in the truck. I'm going to drive you back to my house, and I say, there's the bedroom. What are you going to do? You're going to sleep. And you're going to sleep for at least 8 hours. You need the sleep. You have just hyperextended yourself. 28 hours, you need at least 8 hours before I call you for coffee in the morning and tell you to get in the truck, right? Bitcoin's going to go to work again. The cryptos are going to work, but right now they're resting. It doesn't make it fun. We're all impatient. That's part of our makeup that we have to destroy, because patience and waiting for the setup is no different than fishing and waiting for the fish before you set the hook, right? You have to wait. You wait for the market. The market is not waiting for you. Impatience will destroy you. Patience will cause you to become a winner. So 28 hours work, 8 hours sleep. We're getting ready now to see Bitcoin wake up. And when it wakes up, it may just roll over a little bit. It might sit up, put its slippers on, go in the kitchen, get a cup of coffee, but it's getting ready to go back to work again. That's why I want you to have this training, and I want you to understand the very scenario I just showed you. I just showed you on a 10-minute chart, Russell, and I'm showing you on the daily chart, Bitcoin. When it goes straight up in the air, get out. You need to know when to get out, but don't get in. That one's too late. Look for another one that has not yet ran. If you're in, awesome. Take profits somewhere. If you're not in yet, don't be late to the party, because this is called high volatility, and everyone loves volatility when we're going straight up, but no one loves volatility when we're heading straight back down again. Okay, my friends, with that, I hope to see you. Here is my drdanieldaves.com. Come on out. I do have the right up here under Market Mentor. You can click on that, and it gives you a little rundown. You'll see here there's two areas. This page is for trading of cryptocurrencies, where I teach you my 2 signature flagship trades. And then you can go on down here. Let's see. And then former student testimonials. There, you can click there. And somewhere in here it is. Become a master trader with program 2. Okay, so if you're a master trader with program 2, down at the bottom, click there. It will take you in another page that'll show you the big deal. That's 6 months. That's massive training that will completely change your life and vision and viewpoint, so you can become a master trader rather than someone just shotgunning and shooting at the moon. Let's look at this guy here. How I lost $100,000 in Bitcoin. This poor guy needed my $6.99 trade deal. If he would have had it, he would have kept his $100,000 and not lost it. Now, first of all, he says in the video, I'm completely over this. Don't worry about it. Everything's good. But I want you to watch him right before he starts talking. He's like, oh my God. Oh, he's tormented. And he doesn't know why he lost it. Now, I don't want you to watch this guy and let him teach you how to trade, because if you watch enough of this, he's going to start telling you, now here's what I did wrong and this is what you need to do. Don't listen to this guy. He's trading from his heart, from his emotions. He's trading from how he feels. He's going to lose it again. Watch this guy.
Oh my God.
He's hurting. He's hurting.
What's up, guys? It's Cody here. And today in this video, I'm going to tell you how I lost $100,000.
Did you hear him laugh?
In cryptocurrency.
So
first and
he's
foremost,
still in trouble
I want to apologize
emotionally.
to you guys for the past 2.5 months because I've basically just vanished off the internet.
He vanished because he couldn't handle being around people after losing his life savings.
And this was all tied to cryptocurrency and how much money I had invested into it and how emotionally attached I was.
Emotionally attached.
And it ruined my mood. I was in a terrible mood a lot of the time. Some of the people around me, I tried to hide it as much as possible. Other times I couldn't hide it, and I've just been in a bad mood.
Well, I'd be in a bad mood too if I lost $100,000. And before I learned how to trade, I had lost a lot of money and was in a horrible mood. Ask my wife.
Because just having that money out there with the risk of losing it all just gave me so much anxiety that I wasn't able to even enjoy the feeling of making all that money.
And the reason he had so much anxiety is because he didn't have a plan. He wasn't a trader where he had a stop loss and a limit order set and the trade was finished before he ever entered it. He was in there like, oh, and it ruined his life.
Videos because I didn't have the joy that's in my heart right now.
And there is no joy in his heart right now, I promise you. He's still emotionally crippled. And if he jumps back in the markets, he's going to die again. And he's in deep, deep trouble. This guy needs some emotional healing, and he needs some technical training.
And not crying. So let's start at the beginning. I know that was a long intro, and I'm sorry. Cry me a river. This is probably not going to be a very short video. So let's start at the beginning. Now keep in mind, I'm going to be talking about large sums of money.
Okay. If you want to go watch this guy further, come on out to the site and watch. And I just can't stand to watch it because the poor guy. Oh my, the poor guy. And one last thing I just got to put in for the video. Let's see here. Where are you? You are going to either get professional training or give all your money away like Clark Griswold did. Here we go, baby. We're going in. Bitcoin billionaire. There's my broker.
Payback time.
Payback time, baby. We're going to get back what we lost last week. Never, ever do that.
You don't know when to quit, do you, Griswold? Chips. Changing 500. Whoop. Here's an idea. Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet? Then we'll go out back, I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
And that is how the crypto game works. That's how the stock market works. That's how Forex, all of them work that way. My friends, I hope you've been helped. Never go into a hyperbolic trade too late. Get in before it starts, and if you're fortunate enough to ride it, learn how to get out at the very top or take some kind of profits, enjoy the meat, and leave the bread to all the other guys that don't know what they're doing. Take the meat of the trade. I hope that's helped you tonight. This is Dr. Daniel Daves. Look forward to seeing you in the trading room. God bless you.